experience talking to the anarchists, a lot of them are calling for a class war against those that have homes, because I've heard it out of their mouths. You have a home. You're dressed with nice clothes. I want what you've got. I'm mad you've got a car. But a lot of these people who have these cars, they ain't rich. And some of these new cars, these people don't own these cars. They're slaves of the big banks as well. They just haven't woken up to it yet. But soon, they will. When people remove their toys from their hands, when people lose their toys, their material possessions, their trinkets, their cell phones, their big homes, their cars, people change, and sometimes it's not for the better, but sometimes they go on a spiritual path where they choose to be less hooked, like a dope fiend, waiting to get his next shot of smack. They start awakening to the fact that these material things are illusions, and the attachment to these material things are chains that enslave us to this monetary system. And if we can break out of that paradigm where our emotions, our moods, how we feel, when we stop matching how we feel emotionally to how much money we have, whether we have a home or a car, when we exit that matrix, we become freer people. We become freer souls. And some of you are feeling this right now. And the real wealth, a real rich man, is a man who's involved with his family, who has family that's working on community, whether it be a blood family or some sort of resemblance of a family. Connection with your fellow man. Connection with your fellow sister. I look at pretty women today in the streets, but I can see the sadness on their faces. I can see the sadness on the faces of the men. I can see the aggressive posturing. I can see women talking very catty and aggressively about other women, hearing conversations at a restaurant, anger, resentment, pure frustration, not love, not harmony, not peace, not bliss. And this is not, my friends, an expansion of consciousness to a whole new world. We're going to have to walk through this fire in order to get to the other side. We're not going to be carried over the fire. Daddy ain't coming to save you. Big brother can't save you. The surveillance grid can't save you. We were born into this world to look after one another. And to make another short point and move forward, you don't take care of yourself by only worried about yourself, worrying about your own selfish gain and where you are. By taking care of others, by caring about others, by showing affection towards others, by putting that energy out there, you take care of yourself. If you're able to have a heart, if you're able to still feel, if you're able to still see, if you're able to still hear, if you're not drugged up, if you're not mind controlled, if you're not brainwashed like the system wants us to be, we've got to hold on to what makes us human. They're pushing us into a machine. They're trying to create us in the image of a transhumanistic cyborg almost. The technology exists, and we could be going that direction in the future because technology has been misused and abused and is surpassing our own humanity and spiritual well-being. And it is obvious at this time. And if you're going to look at the future thinking that you're just going to be a victim, you're going to go into a camp, you can't change nothing, then you're never going to be nothing. And you ain't never going to go anywhere. Because the most powerful thing you can do at this point in time is believe in yourself and your fellow man. And I want to believe in my fellow man. I want to believe in the people of Portland, that they're not going to put up with this. But right now, I'm very, very disappointed in what I'm seeing in my city. But I understand we're going through a cycle, and I can't stop this. I can't stop what's coming, because this is supposed to happen. I understand because of what this country has done, it has a karma that is coming to it. Women are raped and abducted every single day in the Middle East. How many people are speaking out against that at anti-war rallies? Women. I freak women out because I even talk about these things. When that consciousness changes and we start feeling more compassion for the victims of war, even though they're brown, even though they're Afghan, even though they're Iraqi, when that happens, we can start healing in this country. But for now, I'll tell you what, this country was taken from the Indians, okay? This country has been locking up black people for many, many years. Nothing's changed in this country. It doesn't matter who the president is. They're just rotating managers for the New World Order Corporation. By caring about others, we take care of ourselves. Things are happening in Portland. Front door is kicked in during burglaries. Next graphic. In Troutdale. We have this in the news. Police said burglars have used the same method to break into 3 other homes this month. They stole a number of goods and items from a number of Troutdale homes. Bill, go to the next graphic. Now Citizen Bike Patrol aims to keep streets safe. Bike Patrol program will start in Delta Park area. Bicycle riders in Portland are trying to piece together a bike patrol to keep streets safe in North Portland. It's based on the city's Mount Tabor Foot Patrol, which has 27 active volunteers. I want to get involved in this project. I contacted the man that works at the city to see if I can get involved in this or bring him on the show to get a better grasp of what's going on here and some of the ways they're trying to help keep our streets safe, but I have not heard back from him. Elsewhere in the nation, and why we're going into this particular chapter of reality, and I want you to brace yourself, is I want you to go back and look at what happened to the Soviet Union when they fell. Women were abducted, women were raped, women were trafficked out of the Soviet Union into what is now Eastern Europe after the USSR fell and then Russia came about. We've also seen this in many other countries, and of course it's well documented that U.S. troops have gang raped many men and women in Iraq and Afghanistan. And so when I talk about what's coming to this country, how we haven't corrected the errors of our ways, and we are guilty. Some of you are guilty. If you support this current administration and you're not calling for accountability, you're guilty. And you might find that offensive. I'm not here to please you. I'm here to provide information and my own unique perspective on what's going on this planet that we chose to call Earth. And you can't go along to get along. You just can't say that's human nature. Men are rapists. Men are killers. When I'm sitting here on TV using my birth name trying to be a protector of my tribe, of all of you, because I am obsessed with my love for humanity. And many people see that as a weakness in me. They see weakness when they see who I am and what I'm passionate about. Your safety, more than any other cop that's working the beat in this city. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a cop because I wanted to protect people because I felt I was born into a world that was going to become increasingly violent. Till I learned about the police, till I was abused by the police, till at one point I was locked up for stupid things I did when I was young. And then I really learned about the police state and how to bend over and cough twice. But that doesn't mean that we are not protectors. It is in our nature. It is in our wiring to protect our young, to protect our daughters. And we've got to reconnect with that energy, that fire that is literally boiling in every fiber of our being. You can feel it. You can feel the energy. Now you've got to direct it in a more spiritual, protective, light way instead of the dark way where many people appear to be going. The energy is changing on this planet now. And I believe we live in this interdimensional realm of angels and demons. There's a lot of energy now, and there are a lot of people that are opening up their heart chakra to that demonic energy to come in and work through them, because that's how these demons in our world really operate, through us. And God speaks to people through people. So does what you might choose to call the devil or Satan or Lucifer. So in terms of the larger picture, this is a spiritual war that is now being waged on your land. And you have choices to make. You have, on a personal, individual level, a whole lot of choices to make. We're going to briefly go through this. 7-year-old fatally shot when officer's weapon fired during home search. Going to the next one, Detroit. Detroit in meltdown. Detroit plans to bulldoze 10,000 abandoned structures.